What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 30, and we started this episode off by seeing that Newcastle have indeed accepted a bid of, I think it was £4.3 million for Ben Arfa from Manchester United. So United and Louis van Gaal clearly do want to get the French winger, and I want to get him as well. So I had to up my bid a little bit because my last one was a bit too low, and I don't think we're going to be able to pull that off because usually, as Everton also have a bid of £4.3 million accepted, so we have to go ahead and match exactly what they've bid. Usually when a bid gets accepted from another club, you've got to work really quickly, otherwise that player is going to go to that club. And now there's two clubs going in for Ben Arfa, both United and Everton. I can't see him coming to us. I'd like Ben Arfa, you know, 5-star skills, very, very handy winger, but I can't see it happening personally. But we'll have to wait and see. There's still time, there's still a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen. But we had another pre-season friendly. This one was against Mainz. In the last episode I said there was 3. There's actually only 2 pre-season friendlies, but we win both. We win this one by 3-1. And then we also see as well that Ben Arfa has indeed joined Manchester United. So that's a real shame. It means that we're not going to be going to get the French winger as much as I would like to, which means we're going to have to look for someone else. Of course, in the last episode I said that with West Brom, my main aim for this transfer window is strengthen the flanks, you know, the fullback areas. We've done that already. We've brought in Creswell and Carl Jenkinson. Now we need to worry about the wingers because, yes, I know we do have some decent wingers already, and Chris Brunt, obviously, and Patrick Roberts, and Kevin Savanier, our youth player, our scout future star, and, of course, Jordan Nabita can play left mid, but really we don't have a class winger. You know, Varela last year was our class winger. He was only on loan, and now he's gone back to Porto. We can't get him back, so we need to try and sign a new winger. But Arsenal want £2.6 million for Podolski. They don't seem to want to let go of their German winger. I know he's 30 overall and going to start to decrease very soon, but he is still a very handy player. The only problem with Podolski is he's on 70 grand a week, and I'm not particularly sure I want to pay that for a player who's already going down in stats. So I've been scouting some young wingers that I've been told about and that I've seen on FUT Head, and this guy Bongonda, Belgian, so many young Belgian talents right now. He seems pretty decent. Putting a bid for him. Also, I had Lucas Romero on my scouting list as well. I'm not going to put a bid for him because he's just way too expensive, but even so, I'd love to get Lucas Romero, man. I really would. We don't need him. I just scouted him just for a laugh, but I thought I'd show you my entire scouting global transfer network. Same with Vitinho as well. We don't need him. He's going to cost us way too much money, but we put a bid in anyway just because I want to see what the clubs currently want for him if we do consider going in for them in the future. And also, Valentino Lazaro of Watford, the Austrian, has some very decent potential. He's only 19 years old. Wouldn't mind getting hold of him, but I'm not too sure whether that deal's going to come off. Also, there was players such as Bertrand Traore, who we go ahead and put a bid in for from Chelsea. Now, I know this guy has got some decent potential in the game. I've already been recommended this guy by quite a few people. Not too sure we're going to be able to pull it off. I think Chelsea are going to want a lot for their young star, but we'll have to wait and see. And the last player was Mbaye Niang of AC Milan and France. And again, just like Traore, I think he might cost us a bit too much money. I know he's got potential, 4-star skills as well, which is very nice, but I think he's going to cost us a bit too much. We put a bid in regardless, and we'll wait and see what Milan say. And the last player we look for was Aaron Lennon. The reason we look for Aaron Lennon is because his contract's up at the end of the year, and so Spurs may be less reluctant to sell him because they know that if we want, we can wait until January and pick him up for free. So I put in a £3 million bid. Can't see it happening, but we'll have to wait and see. But the media article said we're going to finish 9th this year. Of course, you get one every year, and last year the media said they predict we'll finish 18th. We overachieved massively in finishing 7th, and this year, much respectable 9th. That's totally fine, you know, seriously. I don't know if we are going to be able to match a top 7 finish again. I certainly hope we can, but you know, top 10 is again a very good season for us if we can match that, and 9th is fair in my opinion. That's what we should have had last year, 9th, 10th, 11th in my opinion, and 9th is far fairer from the media, so there you go. But I just thought I'd show you my squad there and how I got it set up for the season, because we do indeed start the season in today's episode in the Premier League. We have a game against Newcastle United here at St James's Park, and of course Newcastle finished 8th last year and we finished 7th. We faced them in one of the last games of the season. We won it by 1-0 here at St James's Park, and Newcastle of course would have one of our former players in Boginoli at left back. They are a very decent team. They seem to be much better on the game than they're currently doing in real life, so Newcastle not a bad side on the game, but I still believe that this is the type of game which, you know, we need to win these games to show these type of teams that, hey, you know, it's fair enough if you're in the top half in the mid-table sort of area, but we want to progress. You know, we want to be going for the Europa League places come the end of the season, and, you know, possibly in the future, in 1 or 2 or possibly 3 years, start to challenge and make teams think, you know, maybe we could possibly finish for 4th. So that's why these games are going to be really important for us. You know, these games against the sides who are in the top 10 and do want to progress themselves, we need to show them that we're there as competition. So we do take on Newcastle United with a few debuts being made in this game. Jenkinson, Delph, obviously off off of our rivals Aston Villa. Cresswell started too, so did Zambrana, so a few debuts in this game, and the first chances fell to us, but unfortunately my finishing boots clearly weren't on. I had a great chance there with Brown today, but I hit the post and it was still 0-0, but a couple of really good early chances here at St James's Park, and we were looking very good. And as Yusuf Malumbu does find Aaron Cresswell here, the former West Ham man, he finds Jordan Abita pushed up at left mid in this game. He finds Fabian Delph. Delph collects the ball, cuts inside, great chance. The shot is well saved by Crudo, and he dives on the rebound as well. So it's still 0-0, but looking very threatening early on, and that's exactly what we wanted. And from Krul's kick out, and Nastasic wins his header, it comes to Saido Berahino. Berahino turns Colaccini with a lovely double step over, gets himself inside, but again it's Tim Krul with a great save, and the Dutch goalkeeper turns it behind for a corner. So still 0-0, but all the early pressure in this half coming to us. And in the 42nd minute, Newcastle come forward, great chance for them as Riviere holds off the challenge, goes down the left hand side, good chance, crosses the ball in, but a header by Sissoko goes into the side of the net and out for a goal kick. So Newcastle with the last chance of the first half there in a half we really dominated and should have been 1 or 2 goals up in, but in the second half, Newcastle had a corner. It fell to Yanga and B, where he found Pocognoli, and our former left-back would be desperate to have a good performance against us, as I called him a deadwood player, someone I didn't really like. And what a goal that would have been had he scored. Thankfully for us, it went just wide the post from the Belgian and out for a goal kick, and it was still 0-0. But as Zambrano makes a great challenge here, Delph plays an unbelievable through ball to Brown Ade, who goes through one-on-one, and in the 51st minute, the deadlock is finally broken. It is Brown Ade, the Nigerian striker, who gets the goal. He was our top scorer last year of 11, and he gets his account up and underway this season in the first game. And I have to say, what a fantastic through ball by Fabian Delph. I mean, we got him off our rivals Aston Villa on a pre-contract, and what a signing that could prove to be, because that through ball by Delph was amazing. In the first half, he was looking brilliant with his passes, and that was a great way to start the second half as well. Brilliant through ball, and Brown today couldn't miss on the one-on-one as he makes it 1-0. Just a few minutes later, Newcastle collect the ball with De Jong. De Jong finds Cheick Tiote. He plays the ball out wide towards Johan Gouffran. Good chance for Newcastle as Gouffran takes the ball around Cresswell down the right hand side. He gets past him, plays it in towards Anita. Anita finds space, cuts it back to De Jong, and De Jong unfortunately levels for Newcastle. So we're only in front for a few minutes. Newcastle back on level terms. My defending, I know, was really poor there. I just didn't want to lunge in with Cresswell, and I really should have done, because they cut inside. They cut inside twice really, as Nastasic got beat there. And De Jong, he couldn't really miss after the cutback, and Ben Foster did get a touch, but he was never going to save it, and it's 1-1. So Newcastle back on level terms, disappointed to surrender lead so early on, but from the kickoff we collect the ball here. Patrick Roberts plays a great through ball into Brown Ade. Ade holds the ball, gives it to Berahino, and Saido Berahino makes it Newcastle 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. So we're back in front directly from kickoff, and it's Berahino who gets the goal. So great to see both of our goals, both of our goal scorers coming for our strike partnership of Berahino and Brown Ade. I said right at the start of the season, I think, series even, these two could be a great strike partnership for us for the foreseeable future, and they are definitely looking it. So very good finish by Berahino, and it is Newcastle 1, West Brom 2. And a few minutes later, Patrick Roberts collects the ball for us here. Good chance, we coming forward here. Fabian Delph collects it, gets past Anita, great chance, lovely ball over the top towards Brown Ade. Ade has the chance to make it 3-1. Can he do so? No, he can't. Great save by Tim Krul, and it's turned behind for a corner. So Fabian Delph with some great passes in this game, and really he should have added a couple more assists. It's still 2-1 though, and in the 66th minute, Saido Berahino collects the ball, turns Colaccini, great chance for 3-1, and you better believe he's going to finish that chance. What a goal by Saido Berahino. He just skipped past Colaccini as easy as you like. The Argentine was beat with the agility. He stops the ball and just finesses the ball into the corner, and I've said it a few times now, but Berahino, he doesn't play like his rating suggests. He's got a fairly low rating for a team that want to have high ambitions in the Premier League, but his finishing is incredible. He really is a fantastic finisher of the ball. He made it 3-1, and that was how the game would finish. So Newcastle 1, West Bromwich Albion 3. It's the perfect start to the new season. A very good performance. We shouldn't have conceded. The goal was my fault. My defending was really poor, and we should have got a couple more goals really, but I'm not going to say no to a 3-1 opening victory. Very, very good performance. A great win, great 3 points, and I'm very happy with that. And following that, we got some fantastic news, because after all of the bids that got rejected, other than 2, we saw that Podolski, Arsenal accepted a £2 million deal, but AC Milan accepted a £3 million deal from Aubameyang, the French winger, and this guy's only 20 years old, so 10 years younger than Podolski. He's on 40 grand a week, so 30 grand less a week than Podolski. He's probably got a lower rating right now, but he looks like an unbelievable talent for the future, so I have to say, I'm very, very happy if we can pull this off, because he's valued at £2.8 million. They've accepted a £3 million deal. We give him a contract. We'll wait and see what he says. We ask him to take a 5 grand a week pay cut, which I don't think he'll do. And Arsenal did indeed accept a bid of £2 million for Podolski, but now that that deal for Niang's been accepted, I don't think I'm going to go through with this one, because, you know, unless Podolski wants to take a huge wage cut, I'm not prepared to alter my budget. I'd much prefer to get Mbaye Niang in anyway, so I don't think this deal's going to come off. His wages are way too high for my liking. He's 30 years old, and I think we're just going to leave it there. But as well, we put in a new bid for Vitinho, but I can't see it coming off. But it does look as though we are going to end our search for a winger by signing Mbaye Niang, and hopefully we'll be able to tie that deal up in the next episode. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, because that is much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.